Well, joining us on the broadcast, Tuhin Sinha, the national spokesperson of BJP, Onika Mehrotra, who's a spokesperson of Congress Party. Both are joining us on the broadcast. We're expecting other guests also to be with us in just a few minutes from now. But I want to cut across to Onika ji first. Onika ji, the Prime Minister says it's a historic step that the BJP has taken. This bill was spoken of by the Congress Party in successive years, but the Congress Party couldn't do anything substantial about it. Your party is aware how critical the women voters bank has become for any political party in different states, not just in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh or Rajasthan, but even in a state like Bihar and Uttar Pradesh as well. The BJP is taking its success story to town. Do you think you'd be able to successfully communicate your side of the story?
We already have. In fact, the nation and the women of this country know very well that election around the corner, and there goes our Prime Minister, spreading or sharing his Jumlas. And he knows very well that the failures that they have, done in these 9.5 years, people are going to take them to task. And that is the reason Mr. Modi, our Prime Minister, and Bharatiya Janata Party or the Jumla Party is very worried. And hence they've come with a post-dated check. You see, this is the diversion tactics. They know very well they have questions to answer. All right, leave alone 15 lakhs, leave alone 2 crore job. You go on and on and on and on. All their promises, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Look at the funds that they've given to Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. It's nothing but just a farce. Do you know, Anshula, the mirage effect? You go nosedive believing you're seeing an optical image. It's nothing but a...
But I wonder, Onika ji, what exactly is the mirage effect? Because the BJP argues that it was Congress Party...
No.
One second. To show the Congress Party has kept this mirage of women reservation for far too long. And when the Women Reservation Bill has become a reality, you've suddenly thrown in a surprise of the OBC quota, something that the Congress Party has never spoken of historically.
Anshula ji, I thought you had read the bill very clearly. You know very clearly, ma'am, the ifs and buts put in by the Bharatiya Janata Party. Look at this delimitation and the census issues. Why, may I ask? 2010, when it got passed in Rajya Sabha, it has not lapsed. It could have been continued. Why don't you do it right away? A far distant dream of 2029, you're not aware when the census will take place, when will delimit take place. Why are you harping about it now? It is a clear act of a Jumla, of duping the women of this country. Now you think so the women of the country will not read, will not understand what the act is all about, what the bill is all about, and when will they get their share, which was duly there for past so many years, which we are still struggling. Remember, ma'am, we wrote continuous letters to the Modi government. Time and again we requested them that a bill is there, why don't you bring it? What took them 9.5 years? And now on top of it, it's like chori or sina chori. Now after 9.5 years, you come and do tall claims. It was their leaders who objected to it in 1989 when the bill came first. So the history goes on. People of this country know very well that the intent is not there. Just because you have changed the nomenclature from women reservation to Nari, Vandana, Adhiniyam, that will not suffice. Stop doing that. Women of this country actually need it now. Okay. You need to empower them.
You've made your opening comments. You've made your opening comments. Now listen to your political opponent as well. We have Tuhin Sinha, the national spokesperson of BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Tuhinji, why make women reservations subject to delimitation? The BJP is right when they argue that a caste census is absolutely necessary for the exercise of delimitation. But for women reservation to be a reality, delimitation was not a sine qua non.
Well, good evening, Anusha. Good evening, everybody. Traditionally, the Congress Party has always practiced the politics of deception and chicanery, which is what they had done on the issue of Women's Reservation Bill, which stands exposed today. The reason why we have, included the clauses of the population census and delimitation is only to ensure that the bill is not legally inept and vulnerable to being challenged in the court of law. We have seen a history of Congress Party where they would bring bills like Communal Violence Bill, which were anyway an attack on the Hindu community, which we thwarted. We have seen Rahul Gandhi tearing off ordinances of his own government. We don't do that. We ensure complete perfection, complete completion. We don't leave anything for detail. We don't leave anything for legally weak.
No, but
And
Tuhin,
that-
allow me to make an interjection that I think I understand bare components of law. Why was it legally necessary to include delimitation?
No, because delimitation anyway is happening in 2026.
Huh.
And if you ask the election commission, it would be unviable to complete, even for them logistically, to identify all of the 1/3 seats immediately. So a party which has stalled the Women's Reservation Bill for a good 14 years. I'm simply referring to Sonia Gandhi's comments after 2010, when she very clearly said that we don't support OBC reservation within the women's reservation, because all parties have the liberty to give any number of seats to the OBC candidates. Today, why the Congress has gone on a completely 180-degree tangent? Why does it need to completely change its stand? Our stand has remained consistent. If you go back in 2010, if the bill was passed in Rajya Sabha, it would not have happened without the robust support of Varun Jaitley ji. You have seen his comments on record. The only people who were opposing it were Sharad Yadav, Lalu Yadav, and Mulayam Singh Yadav, all of whom were allies of, or even if today, are India Alliance partners.
So Onika ji, if this bill is a Jumla, and I've asked this question yesterday as well, why was it supported on the floor of the House by the Congress party? You should have said that in this present form, this bill is nothing but a farce and the Congress party will not support it. Was the Congress party also making a political point? If I were to take your argument that BJP is making a political point here on the face value.
All right, I'll tell you that. Ma'am, our point here is that, we have always stood by it, and we stand by the reservation bill. We all have said that. You have heard in the parliament that we support the bill. I think none of the Congress said we don't support it. A. B. There are ifs and buts. That is a legitimate question. You think we'll be tight-lipped if they come up with anything? We ask them, why the census? All right, if you're doing census, why not the caste census? Why not let everybody have his own share? And 2021 was the scheduled year for the census. Due to COVID, you could not do. Rest of the countries have done it. Only India and G20 has not done it. And hence, they have put a bracket and seized it till 2026. That goes to say that 2024, at the last lap, when you know your ground is slipping because of a non-performance, you come out with this huge bill, which was, we all wanted it to see the light of the day. But unfortunately, it will not. Because this very election, let's say, it's in Rajya Sabha, the previous bill. Why didn't you pass it as it is, ma'am? Why did you put the sense and delimitation? Because the intention was not there, and hence we say it is nothing but a jumla and an event management. In the Madhya Pradesh speech today, Prime Minister Modi, in his 51st speech, took the name of Congress 41 times. Why are you scared?
Because
a Prime Minister of a country naming a reliance as
who can take that away from the Congress party that is the biggest opponent of the BJP in states like Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan? And